Next question. I'm in my 30s. I have door slammed so many of my friends in the past few years. I now feel it is easier for me to stay at home alone because I'm constantly being hurt by the things they say to me. I don't understand why this keeps happening. When I was a child, I had wonderful friendships. However, since high school, I don't make friends the way I used to. I really want to have close friends again. Can you help? INFJ. So thank you for this question. I really appreciate it. The door slam is one way of setting boundaries with people. It is, if you've seen some of my previous videos, you will have seen that I believe the door slam is a very important rite of passage that every INFJ has to go through consciously in order to realize that they have the power and they have the right to set boundaries and that they matter. So door slam as such I don't have a problem with, but I will say that it's not really a sustainable way of setting boundaries, because to get to that point where you have to slam the door on a person, it means that they've already taken advantage of you, or you've already felt marginalized for a really long time. So when you get to the point where you slam the door on a person, the marginalization and the marginalization has already taken place, which means that you've already been hurt for a really long time before you hit that point. So that's why I would really recommend that that you take a step back. There's something you can really do here for yourself that doesn't actually even involve other people, which is great. So I recommend that you take a step back from your friendships, not as in don't see anybody or don't talk to anybody, but almost like take a step back and take like a larger view, like a 10,000 foot view if you can, or 30,000 foot view of the situation, and see how you're contributing to that situation where other people constantly hurt you. You know, are you putting too much into the relationship and you're not getting a reciprocal response? Are you maybe are you maybe not asking for your needs to be met until the sense of urgency is so much that it puts a lot of pressure onto the other person to respond in a specific way, and then you get upset by that when they don't? Do you surround yourself with people who are likely to just want to take advantage of your sweetness, your kindness, your good nature, your generosity? So let's take a view of how do you end up in these situations with these people, because the person seems to change. So you're saying you've door slammed so many of your friends in the past few years. How did you end up in a very similar situation where you felt like you had to close that door in order to survive? And one of the great ways to do that is to if you have, and this is something that you may already have done, if you've gotten the 4 People Within course, the full course, then go back to the boundaries section, because that will remind you of those things. Do the exercise again. But I will say to you that I'm in a process of right now, as we speak, I'm in the process of rewriting that course, and we're gonna relaunch it, or it's gonna come out again in mid-August-ish 2020. So if you do have it, you'll get an automatic free upgrade for the 4 People Within course. So if you have it, please go and have a look at the boundaries section. And when it comes out again, go through it, because I've actually expanded it quite considerably. If you don't already have the 4 People Within course, you can go on to merjasumiloff.com and grab it from there. It's like 120 US or something like that. So it's not super expensive. If you need payment plan, let us know. We can make it work for you. But the point being, boundaries need to be learned over time, because you can't go from not being able to set boundaries other than the door slam to now being perfectly able to set boundaries. So it's a process. So I really recommend that you do some boundaries work and that you start doing the exercises and sharing your experiences, even with the group here, even if with our INFJ, INFP healing group on Facebook. And that you really get your teeth stuck into it and really start practicing different things. So start doing different things so that you can pick out the tools that are right for the situation, so you're not reliant on one tool alone when setting boundaries. I do want to commend you though, after having said that, because there's going to be people who can feel that, you've been victimized and so on, and they may find my growth oriented or, this kind of approach where we're looking for solutions. Some people find that objectionable. They feel like that I'm, not hearing your pain, and I so hear your pain. I absolutely get it. There was a time in my life where I was cutting ties with people because of how it was, but I had to zoom out and look at how did I actually end up to this situation. I can tell you, like, if you guys want to know at some point, I can tell you some really hairy situations that I got into because I didn't learn to set boundaries. So I hear you, I get it. Being at the other end of it, like at the other side of this situation, and now having incredibly close friends and beautiful friendships and relationships in general, and really trustworthy, like mutually trusting and reciprocal relationships. I gotta tell you, the doing the exercises, doing that's why I wrote the 4 People Within course, because I had such success with setting boundaries in a different way. Or I included into that course, but doing those exercises and diligently, like, changing my own view of myself, and my own, I kind of leveled up how I respected myself, and as a result, the people that were in my life were leveling up too, and those who didn't want to level up, they just moved away. So I ended up not having to do any door slams. I ended up not having to have this really big process of feeling marginalized, and then because I can't deal with it, I'll just slam the door. So that actually hasn't happened. I haven't door slammed anybody for nearly 10 years. So I'm so much happier with so much more close and caring relationships because I learned to set those boundaries in a different way. So I'd actually like to read a little bit of something that I wrote earlier on today. We're going to go a little bit over time with this video, I think, but I believe it could be useful for you. Let me just see if I can find it. Oh yeah, okay. So this is based on the 4 People Within model, and where we have the adult self, inner parent, and our inner children. And I wrote, when we recognize how our adult self, our inner parent, and our inner children need to be loved, we can begin to love ourselves on a whole new level. Practicing loving ourselves this way highlights our needs to us, and it conditions us to treat ourselves with more care and respect. When we care for and respect ourselves more, we automatically raise the standards on how others treat us as well. As a beautiful byproduct of our self-love, others too learn to love us more deeply. Self-love, just like any other personal care tool, is not a once-off event. It's a way of life. It's a learned way of life. It's a spiritual practice that takes hours to master. Self-love is a verb. It's a word of action. The action of self-love makes us feel loved. So if we don't practice it, if we don't practice it, we won't feel it. By choosing loving actions toward ourselves and by honoring the love languages of all the 4 people within us daily, we bring our best self out to our daily lives. Feeling loved includes a sense of confidence and happiness within us. Feeling loved induces a sense of confidence and happiness within us. Self-love gives us unlimited supply of confidence and happiness. What would our society be like if we were feeling a little more confident and happy? So just on that note, that we can set the standard of how we want others to treat us. But it takes time. Please know it takes time. Please don't have unrealistic expectations and then be let down. If you need more help with this, get in touch with us at desk@infxproject.com, because we have further resources for you if you need them. So I hope that was helpful for you. Please know I'm right there with you. I hear you so much with that. But there is a way out of it. And you can have close friends again. You got this.